Happy Monday morning, everybody. We are back together here with another video. Me and my wife are ready to talk about this whole metaverse thing. I'm not really completely familiar with this thing. I know that Facebook now calls themselves Meta. I also think that's a pretty dumb name, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Facebook changing their name to Meta. This is weird. But I guess Mark Zuckerberg wants to create this whole metaverse, which is very, very weird, if you ask me.
It is. To me, it seems like, metaverse is like a place where like people can go in and build their own world. It's like it's escape from reality or whatever they are struggling. So in a way, it's kind of like the movie or the TV show, The Westworld, where like people go to the Westworld and be who they are.
Somewhat, but there was actually a Bruce Willis movie probably about 10 years ago. I don't remember the name of it, where basically people stayed in their homes, but they had these like AIs that would go out there and follow their brain commands or something like that in the world. It seems like it's kind of like that to me.
Surrogate?
Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
Where like people look young
while
they stay at home because they look old and
right.
Like the world like wants to have more like people who look young, you know.
Yeah. I believe it's kind of similar to that.
Yeah.
I believe that's the kind of world that they want to create. I'm not down with this whole metaverse thing. I remember you actually telling me this probably about a month ago about this thing, because I found this topic here where people were complaining about being like digitally raped or something in the metaverse.
Yeah, there was news like a researcher, you know, they go in and, you know, they got raped, you know. And like, you know, other people like kids, they like go into and like experience, you know, pornography content that are not age appropriate, and, you know, parents are complaining or something. And like there was also concern about like predators, you know, toward minor, not the movie Predator, but
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But let's look at this here. Metaverse still not ready for virtual weddings and legal proceedings. I didn't even know that was really a thing. Now, this is not, I don't believe this is actually in the United States. I believe they said Singapore or something in this.
Well, Singapore law want to proceed it. They think it's possible, but and so is South Korea, I think.
South Korea too?
Yeah. Like it was in this article, at the end of this article.
Really?
Yeah. But some scientists, like AI scientists, they are not down with it. I mean, there's a lot of concern, so.
Well, yeah, I would be concerned about this too. I mean, that's just really weird. I mean, the whole concept of the metaverse to me really just seems like is almost video game-ish, if you ask me, in a way. I mean, how do you really...
Well, in the past, I mean, it seems like it's fun because like you can go into the metaverse and create your own world, and, you know, you could be what you want to be, like escape from like all your problems, struggle and stuff, and, you know. But the metaverse has become a nightmare now, seems like. I mean, they are planning to like merger with the real world, so it seems like people have a hard time figuring out, you know, fantasy and, you know, reality, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, they're talking about weddings and stuff. Let's see this. As the global Web3 ecosystem continued to evolve at a staggering pace, so have the various use cases associated with this niche. In a striking new development, a high-ranking Singaporean government minister recently noted that legal marriage proceedings, court case disputes, and government services could one day be conducted using metaverse platforms. While delivering a keynote address at Singapore's Tech Law Fest 2022 late last month, the country's second minister for law, Edwin Tong, was quoted as saying that he would not be surprised if in the future intimate events such as the solemnization of marriages as well as legal disputes could take place within the metaverse, adding, quote, "It would not be unthinkable that besides registration of marriages, other government services can soon be assessed online via the metaverse. There's no reason why the same cannot be done for legal services. The pandemic has already shown us that even dispute resolution, once seen to be a physical, high-touch process, can be held online." This is crazy. Now, one thing about the pandemic, it proved that people don't like to be isolated. We like to interact with other people physically. Now, of course, there's some people that's perfectly okay, being by themselves. But for the most part, people really didn't like being locked down in their homes. And that's essentially what the metaverse would do, because if everything's going to be on the metaverse, then people are going to get lazy. Actually, it's going to be very, very physically unhealthy too.
Yes and no. It depends.
It depends how.
Well, I'm more of an introvert, so I'm more comfortable with being alone, but not all the time, but alone to have like my own time.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with being alone.
That's alone time is okay, but really,
It's like I always find something to do.
yeah, really you're not alone because, you have me, you have the
Yeah.
dogs, but like if a person lived by themselves and
Yeah, that would
they
be
were in the metaverse, it's almost like there's some people that are really, really like addicted to like video games, or some people they're really, really addicted to gambling. There's been stories of people that are so addicted to gambling, they'll actually stay at a slot machine for like 20 hours. They'll piss their pants.
like the gambler in Vegas.
Yeah, people do that. This
Yeah, my parents told me.
This metaverse seems like a bad habit to me. I wouldn't. I don't want to do it. Hopefully, major institutions don't start implementing this kind of thing. Now, in the pandemic, a lot of people are actually working from home, and that's not like the metaverse. But you did have like Skype meetings, that kind of thing. Like when I was working, I was sitting in my bedroom for when we left March of 2020, and I left the company last July. I worked from home for like a year and 3 months.
Yeah, but when you have meeting, you're like facing real people, not an avatar.
Yeah. It was real people, but some people turn on their cameras on their computers, some people didn't. Me, I turned mine off, because I'm just sitting in the bed in my t-shirt. I didn't want people really, as far as like a whole department meeting, no. But when we had like team meetings or something like that, I turned on because sometimes we would do like a stretching. So you turn on the webcam, that kind of thing. But how do you feel marriages on the metaverse?
The legal proceeding.
First of all, how do you know you're actually marrying that person then?
Well, the question
You're talking
is
about like
like
somehow it's more like a digital human on there.
yeah, it's like you have your, avatar in the metaverse. And the problem is the emotion and the reaction is not the same as the real world. Don't you think?
Yeah. You can't. Human emotion, you truly get that really by being face to face.
Yeah.
Like me and you are talking right now. I'm looking at you right now. I can actually see your true facial expressions right now.
Yeah.
I would be able to sense, really what's on your mind. But if we're behind a computer,
And you
especially,
can
with
see what
avatars,
I am doing.
yeah, I can see what you're doing. Now, we're like, we're married in real life, of course. But if we got married in the metaverse, and let's say we honeymoon in the metaverse, that's not the same thing.
No, not
No,
really.
it's not the same thing. Like 4 years ago, we went to Mexico, and we got to actually see Cancun. We actually got to see the sights. People eventually start vacationing in the metaverse. What that kind of reminds me of now?
What?
Total Recall. Arnold Schwarzenegger, 1990 movie. He goes to this company and they implant these memories in him. That's almost, metaverse may not be like that, but it could be something similar.
I
And he
don't
almost
know,
lost his mind in it.
Like, okay, we went to Cancun for, my cousin's wedding,
Right.
and like we were there, like it was real, but when I do the video editing, I see again. I mean, we saw again. It's just not the same, I guess. Even though it's,
Yeah, like look at, like they say that you get a pamphlet, like they have companies there. They give you pamphlets of the sights to see. And when you're actually looking at it, the brochure, you're like, hey, okay, this looks interesting right here. Remember we went to that, I believe it was a water park over there. You saw the pictures of everything.
yeah.
Those pictures don't do it justice when you're actually there in person. So
Yeah.
that's the way I think the metaverse is. Metaverse is like this alternative, but you don't really get to experience it physically. There's a difference right there.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't believe in this metaverse thing. Marriage in the metaverse. I mean, legal proceedings. Now, granted, this is Singapore here. It could be possible. You know what? Maybe it'll be like if this was to get to the U.S., maybe it'll be like traffic tickets in a metaverse, maybe, but I don't think so. Something very, very low level. Hey,
Well, the problem is that I'm concerned is about the legal processing. I mean, like in the metaverse, it's like, like say, okay, in the real world, different country has different, legal proceeding.
yeah,
But in the metaverse, it's like you have none.
yeah.
So I was just wondering, like, how does that work? And is like metaverse is turning into a globalist world. I mean,
Well,
in a way.
that's what I mean. Facebook or Meta, as they call them, they're a global company.
Well, yeah.
They're about globalism, But what do you guys think
No,
of this
I'm
metaverse?
saying like the metaverse want to have like a universal law and legal proceeding.
No, I don't
or
want
something.
all that.
No, but that's what metaverse is implying. Seems
Yeah,
like.
yeah. I'm not down with that. This whole metaverse thing, I will never join it. I will never do it. It's just weird. I mean, you're going to be hooked up to the Matrix. That's another reference to the Matrix right there.
And
I
another
would never do
problem is like, what about the evidence in the metaverse? Is like, is it real or?
I mean, you only be saying like digital evidence then. That's kind of weird. You know what,
Yeah.
now I think that's not going to work. Legal proceedings in the metaverse? No, I don't think so. I'm not down with this whole thing, but hey, that's what I think. What do you guys think of this? This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. But this was a good episode here. Very interesting. Metaverse, I'm not down with it. look, seems like your overall thoughts, you're not really down with it either.
No, but South Korea is like South Korean government announced that it had been actively taking steps to bolster its metaverse ambition. At the end of the article,
They do?
yeah, look
Well,
it
good
up.
for them. I'm not down with that.
Look at the future looks metaverse ready.
Yeah, it does say South Korean government announced that it had been actively taking steps to bolster its metaverse ambitions. This metaverse thing is just too dangerous, and then you got to put it in the hands of Facebook. Nah.
Yeah, with big tech
Yeah.
acting like,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not down with this.
I don't trust.
Me neither. But that's going to wrap up the show, guys. Happy Monday, everybody. We will catch you back on Wednesday with another episode. Goodbye.